Hey y'all, welcome to the final episode of my grooming and style series. Today we're going to talk about my wish list for grooming, meaning if money were no object, what would I want to make over about myself, right? Whether that's plastic surgery or some new fandangled potion, whatever it is. So I am going to walk you through my wish list and whether or not it's something I'm going to do or if it stays on the wish list and why. Okay? Come on in because this is going to be a juicy one. All right, first up, and I am going to go from top to bottom. Let's talk hair. So, in a previous episode, I talked about the challenges of transitioning to gray hair. Listen, it's something that comes with age. I can't fight it, right? What you can do is you can keep dyeing your hair or you can wear wigs or whatever. I'm not about that life, not anymore. I used to be an avid wig wearer when I thought I was growing my hair, but then it was like, I'm growing my hair to do what? Because it's always hidden. So, what exactly is the point? So now I'm wearing braids as a protective style, and I'm doing it to grow my hair, but not to grow it in length. I'm trying to grow out my gray hair so that I can do a big chop. Okay. And I started the braids back in April. And from there, I kind of chickened out when it was time to do the big chop because the plan was you get the braids, you leave it in, and then from there you'll do a big chop. This is now the fourth time that I've had a braid installation and I haven't big chopped yet. And here's the reason why. I am now at an age where things are starting to sag, starting to pull, starting to wrinkle. And on top of that, okay, you listening? Um, I am challenged with things like having thin eyebrows, things like eczema on my face. And if you aren't down with what that's all about, you can check out my previous two episodes. So, with those challenges, it makes me wonder if I cut my hair super short, which it would be, right? Is it going to then highlight the things that I'm not so confident about vis a vis the thin eyebrows and the skin on my face? And I will get into the wish list for those a little later in this video. So that to me has been a challenge. I do have to cut it because the one thing I've noticed with the braids is my hair is not as thick as it used to be. Whether or not it's the braids causing that whether it's just a process of aging and menopause and perimenopause or postmenopause, whatever menopause stage it is it because of that? Regardless, I do think that I am going to have to chop at some point, or I'm going to have to just commit to doing braids for a longer period of time. Either way. So that is wish list number one. But before I go, let me show you some pics of myself when I did have super short hair. And I really like this stage in my life, but that's also, honey, that was 60 pounds ago, and that was the early 2000s. Times have changed. Okay, I've got my list here. So that was number one. Let's go to number two, microblading. So I talked about this in my previous video. I have naturally thin eyebrows. I mean, super thin eyebrows. I'll pop up a picture here. And it looks kind of like I'm surprised, right? Because there's nothing, hardly anything there to provide a reference point for my expression. So what I've been doing and what I've been practicing, especially after my eyebrow challenge video, is I've really been trying to do it. And I got some comments and some feedback on that video, and I've taken it to heart. So I've been practicing. However, here's what happens. I put the eyebrows on, and I'm not doing it thick because for me that's going to look super fake. But when I put them on, without fail, I do this and I take some off. And the reason why is it just feels too dark. It feels like too much. And that's because I'm used to looking in the mirror and seeing almost nothing there. So that's the challenge. Hence my wish list item of microblading. I look at people with the microblading, the micro shading, and I look lovingly, longingly, like, oh, I wish. Okay? But I am scared shitless that once I go to do it, I'm going to, with my sensitive skin, I'm going to have scarring. I'm going to have an infection. I'm going to have permanent scars for eyebrows. That's my fear. Now, I know that it may not be justified, so I'm trying to temper that. And it's not overly expensive. On average, it costs about $500 and it lasts for 2 years. Now, that's $250 a year, people. And I pay more than that just to get a braid installation. So it would be very cost effective and it would give me something that would help me to express. Okay, that's wish list item number 2. Next up, makeup application. This is something I want to get better at. Now, I don't do the foundation stuff anymore. Not to say that I will never do it, but I don't do it now currently, and I haven't done for maybe 4 years, 4.5 years. Okay. Reason why is because of the eczema on my face, coupled with the fact that my current age and situation in whatever stage of blank pause that I'm in, I am hot all the time, right? It comes, it goes. I'm overheated right now. If you look at my videos, you'll see I'm in the middle of having a discussion and I start to spitz. You start to see the moisture. You start to see it just start to come to the surface. I didn't call it, but it comes, okay? And because of that, I don't like to use foundation and those types of things because it feels like it's stopping my face from breathing. Now, if there are products out there that can work with me, if there are brands out there that you think that you can help my situation, I would be happy to try your items out. But until then, I am free. Okay? So currently, all I do is I put on my brows, which I'm not very good at. I do an eyeliner on my top lid because I have small eyes, not small beady eyes, but small eyes. So in order for you to see them, especially when I'm wearing these, I do the eyeliner and I do mascara. Now, the thing about mascara, I've noticed as I've aged, my long, luscious lashes have disappeared. I don't know where they went. I have never seen a lash on my pillow. I've never seen a lash as I'm, wiping my face off. So where did they go? And when do they go? Do they secretly just get up and walk away? I know I'm being facetious here, but the truth of the matter is, as you age, things start to just, fall away. Now, that was the one thing that I had that was long and luscious from a hair perspective. Because generally speaking, I'm not a person that has much hair. I think I've got hair on my head, which grows, but on the body, uh, I can tell you that I shave my legs once a year. And I only do it because I believe that a woman's, in our culture is supposed to do it, but there's really nothing there to shave. So that's a pro, right? The con is I don't have much hair. Okay. But at least I don't have to go get waxed and I don't have to shave my legs and armpits and all that good stuff because I'm a naturally smooth person, except for the eczema on my face. Man, they giveth and they taketh away, right? All right. So that's item number 3. Just learning how to do makeup application in a way that it highlights me, especially with the eyebrows. Oh, the 4th makeup item that I use, lipstick. The lipstick, hold on. Let me talk about why I use lipstick. I have what you call naturally resting bitch face. It's something, and it's an attribute that I think, quite frankly, it runs in the genes on one side of my family. I'm not going to say which side, just in case they're watching. But what it is the face, when it's resting, it has kind of a saggy, sad, looking like you don't like whatever it is you're looking at. So I am going to show you what I mean. All right. So right now I'm smiling with my eyes. I've got a little softness to me. Now, when I'm just resting my face, look at the difference. Do you see that sag? Do you see how someone can look at me and think that I'm a bitch, or that I don't like them, or that I'm judging? It's not a good look. So what I try to do is to think positive thoughts. Those positive thoughts ooze through my eyes, and it naturally makes my smile behind the scenes turn up, and it gives me a softer appearance. And adding the lipstick highlights that even more. It makes me feel more confident. It makes me feel softer. It makes me feel more feminine, right? It's my anti-bitch repellent. You see it. You see it. Okay. All right. Next up on the wish list, this thing. Okay. With age, things start to sag. They start to lose elasticity. Um, they just they lose that firmness, and that has happened to my neck. Now, a few years back, my uncle took a picture of me from the side, and I looked like I had 3 pieces of Samsonite luggage underneath my chin. I felt like Santa's old girlfriend from back in the day. So I started doing my neck exercises, all that stuff, right? Not a lot of movement, incremental, but not a lot. And then I walked into what we like to call the Haven, Sephora, and they had Strivectin. I'd seen it all over the place, right? And they're talking about how this thing can help you tighten the neck, pull it up. So I bought Strivectin. This thing is $99 for one jar. Anyway, I have seen incremental changes and I am actually happy with the purchase. Now, am I $99 happy? I don't know, but it's tighter. It's not as severe, right? And it's soft. What the softness has to do with anything, I don't know, but it's soft. Okay? So on my wish list, though, is instead of the Strivectin, of course, I would like to get a neck lift. Tighten it up, pull everything up, look younger. Now, why haven't I done that? One, cost. I don't have it like that. Okay? I live in a beautiful home, beautiful suburbs. My kids are grown, blah, blah, blah. But I don't have discretionary funds to just throw at my neck or any other body part for that matter. So it stays on my wish list. Wah, wah. All right, next up, we're going to talk about these. If you're young and you're a little sensitive to these topics, you can skip ahead, but we're going to talk about boob lift. When I was younger, I would say that wishing for double D's was a thing, at least for me. Now that I actually have them, here's the rub. I think double D's would look spectacular if these bad boys were looking up there. Now, they're not looking down there. They're not low to the, they don't get low. They don't drop it like it's hot, but they're not up there. Therefore, the double D's present in a way that I had not anticipated when I was younger. And these are natural. These have come with age. These have come with size. These have come with potato chips. These have come with chicken, eating grits, all that. Okay? But when I look in the mirror, it would be nice if they were lift your head to the sky. But they're not. Okay? The other thing is, and I will get to this next, if I did not have this middle, right? And this was snatched, these double D's, whether they're up, down, sideways, or around, would be amazing. Actually, they're still kind of amazing because, the invested parties, including me, are happy with them, okay? There's nothing wrong with them. But, you can always improve. So if I were snatched here and this wasn't the way that it is, right? You see that? You see that muscle? However, it's offset by this thing. I'm telling you, they giveth and they taketh away. Okay? So for the boobies, I'd like to lift them up. And then down here, I would love to get, right? All things being considered, if I wasn't scared to death of doing these types of things, then to get the tummy snatched in. like a tummy tuck or whatever the procedures are that they do these days to just make it all nice and tight and give you that little 2-pack or 4-pack, 6-pack, right? So that is item number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 is the tummy. All right. Scared shitless to do any of these. Now, the alternative, of course, for the tummy is if I put my mind to it, I could just crunch it out, get up every day, get on a program, work it out. But with my current lifestyle, ain't nobody got time for that. It's too much. My gut isn't that bad. Anyway, I digress, right? So if I had the willpower, I would do it the natural way through exercise. And I've already got the diet thing down pat because that is continuing for me. But the exercise part is more of a challenge. That's where I need to just get with the program, and I'm not there. So if I had the wherewithal, I would definitely take that off the wish list and do something about this tummy. Okay? All right, next up, butt lift. I used to have a big old juicy butt back in the day. Never had hips, but I had a nice juicy butt. With age, it left the building. I think it saw Elvis running down the hallway and it said, "Hold up, I'm coming with you." And off it went. In addition to that, the solar, right, stream and the Earth's axis and the gravitational pull got together and somehow combined, and they said to my butt, "Come on down, come on down, come on." Yep. Not only did it get smaller, it dropped. It's not fair. I don't get any complaints from invested parties. However, we can always improve. And because I'm someone with a rectangular shape, it's the small things that can bring confidence, like the boobs and having a butt. They offset the fact that I am straight up and down. Now, if there was ever something that I would want, it's hips. But to my knowledge, there is no plastic surgery. There is no fix for not having hips. Therefore, I move on. Okay, last item. Cool sculpting. Cool sculpting, would that be able to help me with my problem areas? The thighs, the arms, the belly, that kind of stuff? That's on my list. And I think it's one that's not as scary as the others, right? It's not cutting, it's just using the cool sculpting. So that I think is one that on the list would be higher up. So if I had to rank these in terms of things that I'm likely to do, will do, and pull them off my wish list, it's definitely the big chop, okay? The microblading or micro shading, that's where I'm at. And cool sculpting. Those are my top 3. Those are my big hitters. Those are my most likely to do in the future. So that's the list. So thank you for watching and bearing with me. If you've watched the series and hit up the playlist, thank you for that. If it's your first time here, thank you for getting this far. And do all the things now. like, comment, share, subscribe if you haven't, hit the notification bell, because although I am not what I would call an active kiki kind of person, I do provide information that I have researched quite extensively because it's my nature. And I like to have deeper discussions, but I also like to be lighthearted as well. So I appreciate you. And next up will be the calendar for November. I am fine tuning my topics. And once I have that, I will post it on my community tab. So thank you and have a great week. Bye, y'all.